productivity and your health. How to enhance or introduce productivity into your life. Getting it done in a manageable way. Baby steps. If you are unmotivated, slow motivated, or wanting a boost in your life, then give this a watch. Application is key. Productivity gives you purpose. Having purpose in your life gives you a reason to get up every morning. Striving towards something gives you energy. People who lack direction are rarely happy. Getting things done, even small and relatively meaningless tasks, can help distract someone from the negative emotions and apathy that are inherent in depression. Being productive helps you stay on top of things, gives you control over tasks, and prevents overwhelm. Good work habits make you successful. With good work habits, you make a significant positive impact in your life. Okay, so what are some good work habits? And how can we get them implemented in our lives? There are a few good work habits that we could list, but we will start off with the most common and most valuable one, the to-do list. Later, we will also explain why the to-do list motivates people. The to-do list is a common way to keep track of what needs to be done. You make a list of items that need to be done for a given day. This can be referred to as a to-do list, or even a battle plan. We will call it a to-do list. The point is that keeping a list of items provides you with a two-fold win situation. Number one, it gets you to confront what needs to be done. Number two, it allows you to tick off the task once it has been completed. Let me explain further. Once a task is completed, then you tick it off as a done. This gives you a sense of completion. Even though it is only one task, it is a step towards something, one step forward. This step forward is a positive gain for you. It is not just psychological, but your body actually produces dopamine each time you perform something that you consider successful. So it will, in itself, produce a chemical motivation for you. That is to say, a positive physical reaction. If you have done this sort of thing before, then you will have some reality as to how you feel somewhat better. If you have not, then you will have to try it because it really works, and it is the key to self-motivation and gets you into production, no matter how small the task. Stay with us for a small basic demonstration coming up. Basic concept of a to-do list. Let's put a simple list together for Anne blogs. 1. Get up and get dressed. 2. Make breakfast. 3. Prepare workspace. 4. Do first task of the day. 5. Clean up workspace. This simple example of how to get you going gets you to become productive. Once these tasks have been completed by you, then you have accomplished some things, and then you will feel good about these completed tasks. This was just a concept. These little details may be too small for you, or they may be too big, too much. This depends on your ability to confront things. If you are not very motivated, then you will need to go very deep into detail of what you are doing. If you are somewhat motivated, then you can be more basic in your task labeling. Let me explain why. The unmotivated person will need to have many details of what he is doing, such as wake up, get showered, brush teeth, get dressed. You get the idea. The motivated person is already on the move, so he will already have his basic living tasks under control. He would see it as a little silly to have to write get up and showered, because that is what he does naturally. The unmotivated person needs the detail so as to see some form of accomplishment. The motivated person needs things that are meaningful to him. Let us explain the difference. The point being made here is that you will need to figure out how detailed your to-do list should be. I was very demotivated and required lots of small detail in my daily to-do list. Then, as I became more motivated, my small detail fell away and my tasks on the to-do list changed. Here is a very important part coming up. If you have no experience or reality on using a to-do list, then you should start with a very detailed list, meaning that your list can include things like take a lunch break, make a coffee, brush teeth, etc. This will then give you some experience as to how it works. Once you have tried it a few times, then you will realize that it does actually get you to do things and that it drives you to achieve things in your day. Then you can drop the small detail and place things that you really need to control. Let's look at an example of how this can work. Let us also look at how you can enhance your daily activities to make it more fun to run your to-do list. If you like doing a task, then you will not consider that it is work. Like when I'm researching subject matter and projects. So when I have completed my research and I have a document showing my results, then I've achieved my goal and I feel satisfied. I do not consider that work. It may be defined as work, but I get a kick out of doing it and get to tick this off of my to-do list. The point is that when you are doing interesting work, you are playing an interesting game, which is not work. When you get to not do work, but rather play games, then performing tasks is a breeze. This is not some sort of cliche, but rather how it really is. So what we are saying is that you need to find ways that make your tasks feel like games. This may seem difficult at first, but we will get into this much later when you get to speed up your workday. This will be addressed as games and speed of tasks. But next up, we will show you an example comparison of someone using a to-do list and someone that is not. Here is the comparison of using a to-do list and not using a to-do list. Meet Tom. He is a motor mechanic at Company X, and he has several years' experience as a successful mechanic. Meet John. He is also a motor mechanic at the same company, and he became a motor mechanic at about the same time as Tom. Today, they both have the same make and model of a car to service. They both start work at the same time. Tom gets on the phone to order some parts and more or less remembers what needs to be done for this service. John has made a to-do list with the required parts and the sequence of what to do first and last regarding the service. Tom gets the job done based on his experience, but does not follow any particular sequence. John uses the to-do list and gets each item ticked off as he goes along with the service. He completes all the tasks in a relatively short period of time. Tom gets no real enjoyment or sense of satisfaction after the completion of the task. John has used the to-do list and has come to the end of this task and therefore gets a sense of worth from completing another successful task. It's like he has effectively patted himself on the back for a job well done. We see here the same kind of task being performed by two different people. The task is completed in both cases, but only one of them is motivated, whereas the other is just performing a mundane task. The point being made here is that John gets the dopamine boost and the pat on the back for following a system. This system helps motivate each and every one of us each time we complete a task when we follow a simple system such as a to-do list. The to-do list is a successful habit. There is no denying it. No matter how negative you may be, to-do lists work in organizing and in motivating. I'm talking from experience and not from copying somebody's textbook or being positive for positive's sake. When you combine the to-do list with targets and gradients, it becomes a powerhouse effect. Targets and gradients will be covered in the next video called Productivity 2. So go and see how this powerhouse fits together. For now, all you need to do is your to-do list. Application is key. We have explained here that a to-do list gets you the following. Number one, puts you in the driving seat so as to control your productivity. Number two, puts you in a positive frame of mind. Number three, gets you to stay on top of things that you need to do. Number four, keeps you motivated. Number five, above all, become successful and make a positive impact in your life. So you've watched this basic information and you have listened to it. This means that you have the knowledge. Possibly you knew this already. Well, we can lead the horse to the water, but we cannot make him drink. It is your move. Application is key. Targets and gradients will be covered in the next video called Productivity 2. So go and see how this powerhouse fits together. We will also be covering how to handle tasks and jobs that you don't want to take on, the ones that you avoid, you know the ones. This will be handled when we come to procrastination and managing it, which is a later video in this series. If you got some value out of this data, then let us know in the comments. Also subscribe for more data on self-help on this channel. Have a great week further. There is success ahead when you manage it. All the best health from Lots of Healing.